people with disabilities will be impacted by this issue. And I think a lot of people just forget the fact that people with disabilities are actually the country's largest minority, because we cross boundaries. We can be any race or any age, because, for the most part, you will probably know someone or yourself acquire a disability sometime in your life. If you are a person who, say, needs support living in a group home, and you rely on an employee of that group home to help you with, just your daily living, you're going to, first of all, require that person to help you get to the DMV. Probably, if you don't even have the proper papers to, even show the DMV in order to get your ID, you're going to have that person help you find all that stuff. And I think that in addition to all of that, you're going to have to schedule a time to do it. It could be that it might not even be a person who works at that group home. It could be that the individual would have to find someone from their family to take them, because it could be a day when there's just no staffing. And so, it does take a lot of time. For the most part, individuals who need support like that wouldn't even have their ID on them anyway if they were to have ID, because a lot of that information is just kept for them for when they need it. So it's not like a person who lives in a group home would automatically just have ID on them anyway, wherever they are. Because as you heard tonight, the individual who is under guardianship, a lot of people under guardianship, may or may not have the information ready anyway on their person. So, it's very complicated. I know that just for myself, I'm ashamed to say this, but my tabs were 3 months overdue. And, that's not an ID issue, but definitely I needed to have my ID in order to do it. And I had to go down to the DMV, and it took all day, just for that, And I can't even imagine what it would be like if I needed ID, how long that would have taken. But it was just a hassle. And if you don't have transportation and you rely on someone to help you, either your family or, maybe someone who provides support for you, it's going to be even more complicated. Or if you take public transportation or Metro Mobility, that's going to take a while. And if you don't take the bus and you take Metro Mobility, you have to wait at least, I think it's five days ahead of time in order to do that. So it's really complicated. And if you live in outstate Minnesota, where there are less modes of transportation that are accessible, and little to no services on the weekends and evenings, it's even more difficult. So, I think that the whole requirement is just another burden, and people with disabilities have really worked hard, at least in the state of Minnesota, with the legislature on, passing good laws and making laws that, actually make it easier for people with disabilities to vote. And now this is going to be just a huge step backwards if this amendment is passed.